Or is she going to be a stay-at-home mom? Or is she like, I'm not staying home. I'm working, I want a career. You got trouble in the flesh. That's what Paul is saying. Because there's decisions to be made. When you have married people, you have to make decisions. And that's part of the trouble. But we just think it's all glamour because we're thinking of one thing and one thing only. The bedroom is not corrupt. See, that's all we think about. But we don't think about the rest of it. There's a whole lot more to it than that. Sink goes out. I say, I want to fix it. She said, I'm getting a repair person. I can fix this sink. It's not hard. Okay. If I got a track record. See, I'm trying to save us some money. Really? You got a track record that it hasn't saved us anybody at all. But that's the decision. It's going to be trouble. Because when you call a repair person, he's upset. And he said, see, I can fix this. You don't trust me. This is what Paul is talking about. That's part of those issues. That's part of those things that's going to come up in a marriage. They're going to happen. So what do? Well, Paul is saying, here's what I said. Look at what he says in verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. Why do you say the time is short? Why did Paul use that statement? The time is short. What was he alluding to? Come on, scholars. Huh? End time. The rapture. He was looking for expectation. It's going to happen at any moment. Because everything that was going on, it's going to happen at any moment. So he was like, that's why he said, you don't have to worry about this. I'm going to get you out of this. He said, but I spare you. This is why I spare you. Because don't worry about it. It's almost any time anyway. You don't have to worry about it. Here's what you do. Because at the end of time is short, it remains that both they that have wives be as though they have none. So you're married, you act like you're not married. We don't do that today. There are people that do that. I'm serious. There are apostles and prophets and pastors, and they just leave their wives and go for 6, 7, 8 months, and, go travel places. And, it's like I'm not married, because that's what the scripture says. Look at the context that he's speaking in. There back then, he's thinking of the relevant situation then, saying, we don't have very much time. Time is short. That was 2,000 years ago. Time is not short. That's like the people who a few years ago was looking for Halley's Comet. They sold all their goods. Waited out there for Halley's Comet because it's supposed to be in the day. When they saw the comet, they were supposed to be raptured up. They all killed themselves. So it's supposed to be the end of time. What the Mayan calendar says December 12th? Yes. December 12th? 12, 12, 12? Yeah. Supposed to be the end of time? Yes. Really? Mayan calendar is wrong. Yes, we haven't got to December the 12th yet, but no. It's just like the ones that were saying before, 11, 11, 11. And a few years before that, they were saying 9, 9, 9. Come on, people. People have been doing that for years, trying to predict what's not predictable. When Christ comes, it could be today. It could be any moment. Nothing else is preventing it. But I'm to live my life. Period. I'm to live my life. And I'm to make sure that I'm whatever I'm doing it to the glory, honor, and praise of God. Because he could come today. And that's how I ought to live my life. Everything for his glory. Because we don't know. But Paul was telling them here, time was short. When you're married, act like you don't. If you weep, act like you haven't been weeping. If you rejoice, act as though you're not rejoicing. He that buys, act like you don't possess it. So you buy a car, you act like you don't even possess it. Buy a house, act like it's none of yours. Buy some land, don't tie yourself to it. Because time is short. It was because of that Paul was saying this. They that use this world is not abusing it. For the fashion of this world passes away. They were ready for the coming of Christ and for the new world to come, as Peter had predicted, as Peter had spoken about, that the fashion of this world is passing away. There's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. This was going to be burnt up with fervent heat and changed, made new. So that's what they were looking for. That's what they had the expectation of. So Paul is talking to them from that perspective. We can't put that perspective into today. See, we know that there's wars and rumors of wars. There's famines. There's nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. We understand that. But he said it's going to be like that. He said, but the end is not yet. That's what Jesus said. The end is not yet. That doesn't constitute the end. He said, because first, there has to be a great falling away. That's what we're looking for. That's what the church is experiencing. There has been a great falling away of people who have taken the faith and compromised it. Whether they're making a stand and keeping it holy, we can make it semi-holy. It's holy with holes. It's like particle board. Looks strong, but really is not. There's a whole bunch of boards pressed in there. Surely it's got to be strong. No, it's a particle board. It's not that strong. That's what they do with their standards. And this is what's happening with the church. Because the standards are not being kept as being holy. Not my standards, God's standards. No fear of God. My wife and I were talking about this. Fearing God. The Bible says the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. So there's a whole bunch of unwise folks because they don't fear God. They have no fear of God. Well, nothing going to happen to me, and I've been doing this all my life. I've been smoking cigarettes since I was 6, and I'm 68. I don't have cancer. No fear of God. None. So because they don't fear God, they don't keep a standard. And his standard is always holy. First and foremost. Holy. And if we serve a holy God, we should be, according to Peter, a holy people. A peculiar people. A holy nation. We know what it takes. But that's what people don't want to do. They want to compromise and move it out. Look at verse 32. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried cares for the things that belong to the Lord, how he might please the Lord. So when you're not married, all your attention should be on what? Wow. Tell me that's happening. No, I'm not married. All my attention is on getting married. You'll get married if you put your attention in the right place. On the Lord.